Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, I just want to say I did finish the week with 17 wins and 5 losses for a win rate of 77.27%. I know that's below my weekly goal of 80%. The week started out strong until Friday. Yesterday, it was my first red day in probably a while. I can't remember the last one was, but anyways, I took 3 losses on Friday, which is more than the entire week that I had. So I'll get into that when I get into Friday's trades, but please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video because these take a long time to make, and I do them so you guys can learn and understand why I took the trades that I trade. I know that not everybody trades the same, but this is the way I trade and what I look for and stuff like that. So with that said, if you're not in the room, you can also find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media. Every morning I post trade ideas, 2 or 3 ideas that open, and throughout the day, if I can see them ahead of time, I do try to post an idea throughout the day as the levels change and the areas change and stuff like that. So plus that's why you need to be in the room also, because gap ups, gap downs do have a huge bearing on the next day's trades. They change the dynamics of the trade. What may look bullish or gaps down, it can end up looking bearish, stuff like that. That's why you need to be in the room, and because those gap downs have been pretty significant lately, and they do change the play quite a bit. So go on Twitter and you can see the timestamps of the play. That's why I post them on Twitter, not to brag. I post them so you can see timestamps, so people know that it is legit. And obviously, if you're in the room and you're a sub, you know the plays are legit. So, okay, Monday, let's see. Monday is the 27th. I had three wins and 1 loss. So that wasn't too bad, because I think last Monday I had like 3 losses on a Monday, and I was basically clawing my way out of a bad day. So starting out the week bad last week. This week I started out the week good, and I just ended up bad. I don't know what it is. I mean, every single time I have a strong week, somehow on Fridays I mess it up. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I get in my own head, or I overthink things, or I just have the wrong idea. I have no idea what it is, but anytime I go into Friday with like a perfect record or a 1 loss or a strong week, Fridays I mess it up. I don't know what it is. I've noticed a couple people up in the room have pointed it out. I've noticed it. I don't know why that is. It is what it is. So usually Fridays are my better days, but lately, Fridays have been on expiration days, they haven't been as big movers as they used to be. They used to be like really big movers, like this past Friday, yesterday, but the previous Fridays, they've been kind of choppy. So I don't know if market makers have just gotten smarter and not letting people make more money on those expiration days. But I noticed that Monday and Wednesdays, the SPY and SPX expiration days seem to be the best movers as of right now. So I do like the Monday and Wednesday plays. And basically 90% of my plays the last few weeks have been SPX and SPY. I mean, SPX, you can't go wrong. You catch it right, you time it right, you can get a 50 cents to a dollar or two in minutes, and that's easy money. And if you were to play Disney at BA, you'd need a significant move in order to get a dollar gain or 100% gain on those. And to me, this SPX is easier. And I used to trade nothing but SPX back a long time ago, but yeah, I'll stop rambling. So Monday, I had SPY calls at 9:46 on Monday, which is Monday right here. No, right here. Yeah, Monday we had the it popped up a little bit on overnight on Sunday and Monday morning. The Monday pre-market, it just dumped, and I was looking for it to pop, and it did pop. So let's see what I said for trade ideas in the room on Monday on the 27th. I said SPY calls over 444 and Disney puts under 175.50. Let's see. I'll look at Disney to see how what that did. But yeah, I got it right here over. I said 44, but when it came back down, because I was actually looking for this area right here over the 200, and sometimes I just like to round up. But when it broke down right here, the first 10 minutes, and I saw it get over this area, I'll blow it up more so you can see. Right here, because this was the initial area I was looking at right here, but it went down a little more and it chopped here, chopped here, chopped here, and this is where I grabbed it right here when it started to break above these candles, above the 200 EMA. I did grab the 443 calls at 97 cents and they popped to $1.40 right there, so that was a nice little win. Then I ended up grabbing SPX 4465 calls at 1104, and this is where I took my first loss. 1144. No, 1104. 1104. Right here. Oh, yeah, I know what I did here. It came back down. I saw that the held VWAP and it popped up really quickly, and I thought for sure it was going to break a new high a day because on the, where are we on the hourly? Right here. We're right here on the hourly. This is 27th, yeah, right here. So you kind of got like a little bit of a cup and handle action going right here. And I was thinking, okay, if we did get over this 444, it's probably going to take off to 446, which is pre-market high, then actually just take off. But it did not do that. Which day is it right here? 20, right here. It didn't do that. So I thought it would take off, but it just didn't. So, and it dropped more and it ended up being a loss. So I held on thinking it was going to bounce, have a very, very big bounce right here after it retested the 442.50 area, and it just didn't. I really thought we were going to have a strong day. Sometimes SPY has these days where it will just be strong and never look back, and that was Friday. And which I'll get into that in a minute. Well, not even Friday, but Friday it dipped like 5 points, then it ripped like 10. So, but I'll get into Friday when Friday. But usually you just see it just steamroll straight up. Like on, what is the day is this? 23rd? Let's see if I can show you the 23rd. Yeah, like this. Just goes straight up. And it doesn't have any pullbacks. So one red candle like right here to trick shorts into jumping in, thinking that it's exhausted and it's all done, and boom, rip higher. Then make it look weak again and boom, rip higher. SPY loves to do this. But you never know when it's going to actually do that. It's I'd like to say it's rare, but it happens at least once every week or two. And I really thought that this Monday was going to be the day it was actually going to do that, but it didn't. So then I ended up grabbing for the third play, because that was my first loss was this little bump right here for new high day. It failed. Then I ended up grabbing the 44.35 puts at 12.47, which is right here. Drop, pop back out, rejected the 20 EMA, came back down. I grabbed the 44.35 puts at $2.40, and it went to 4.15. So that was a quick little dollar 75 push right there. So if you go in with the mindset of just taking 50 cents to $1 in SPX every time, I mean, you're going to get it 90% of the time if you time it right. If you hold for the big home runs, you're going to take more losses than gains, and it's better just to focus on the 50 cent to $1 plays, and you'll make out a lot better that way. And I've been in that mindset lately, and the chances of you catching one of those monster runs like we've had this week is pretty slim, because you never know which one's going to go, and when they do take off or pull back just a little bit, the value in the options significantly drop. So it just it is what it is. So then the last play on Monday I had let's see 44.55 calls at 310 right here. Now what I was looking for was I bounced off VWAP right here, and I was looking for a new high. I was looking for this breakout again, and being at the end of day, it's when we end up seeing these large pops. But lately, all week long, right around 3 o'clock, a little after 3, we get the power hour dump. We should say it's sour hour. because that's what's been happening. That it's been dumping almost every day this week at the last hour. But I obviously didn't know that at the time. I was looking at, okay, SPY's beaten down a little bit. It's been choppy, and it's going near high a day, and usually market makers like to squeeze it into end of day. That's what I was thinking, but it didn't. But I did catch the 44.55 calls at $1.30, and then went to a $2. So you keep that 50 cents to $1 mentality, and you'll get it just about every time, unless I make a bad play, which I have this week. I made a few bad plays this week, but with that said, now Tuesday I had SPY and BA. Okay, now this was the day. Oh yeah, this is the day that you can see all the big gaps in the candles right here. TOS was having issues and stuff like that with their I think it was just SPY at the time that was having trouble. Other tickers were working. Level 2 was showing up, but time and sales and the chart wasn't working. I had to switch to E-Trade to actually see the time and sales and the actual the chart and stuff like that. I prefer TOS's charts because I think they're cleaner and they're better looking and they're easier on the eyes, but sometimes you just have to go to your backup broker or your secondary broker to see when TOS acts up. There is no perfect broker, just to get that out of the way. There's no perfect broker. Don't fall for any of that crap saying this is the best broker. Every broker has an issue. Every broker stumbles at time to time. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You need to have multiple brokers, and I have quite a few, and my top 3 are TOS, E-Trade, and Schwab. So yeah, get that out of the way. But Tuesday I ended up catching SPY 43.36 puts at 9.37 right here at the dump. Now I saw the gap down from 443 to the 438, and sometimes I get in my own head and think, okay, it's such a big gap down, it's going to end up filling the gap and take it off, and usually that's what ends up happening. But the market's been weak all week. So is this part of the channel right here? No, this is where it was beginning to create the channel, the bear flag right here. But I was watching it, what did I say? Let's see, trade ideas on Tuesday. I put Disney puts under 176, SPY calls over 44.50, Microsoft calls over 291. I think Microsoft actually hit, but actually I'm kind of ahead of myself. I said I'd look at Disney on my trade ideas just to see if it actually triggered. I don't remember if anyone took it or not on the get out of the way. Yeah, see, they just triggered on Disney, and I know some people in the room took it. What I say over 175.20. So you get the right day here. Yeah, over 175.20. What do I get? 175.20. Well, I probably meant 176.20 because because that's the previous. Yeah, this is what I meant right here over Friday's highs. But yeah, that took off, and I know some people in the room did that. Sometimes I just have a brain fart in the morning. Getting back to SPY on Tuesday. Now I grabbed the 436 puts at 937, which was a break below this area right here. It didn't take off over the 44, the 440.50, which is right here. It didn't get over that, and when it broke below this area right here, the 40.38.50, that's when I ended up grabbing it. The one I got the 436 puts at $1.06, and they went to $4.31, 300% move. He held all the way through and dealt with the madness of not seeing what's happening. Then I ended up trying to grab calls. I tried to grab the bounce at 1109, which is right 1109, right there. SPX. SPX I think was working. Yeah, SPX was working at the time. I think I said that in the room. You could go to SPX or the ES futures. So I'm gonna go off from the SPX because the chart's all messed up. 1109. It took SPY 438 calls at $1.07. 1109 right here. Yeah, I was looking at the big drop, popped a little, came back down. There's see a bullish divergence right here. It's making lower lows, and the histogram's going up. So I grabbed it right here. The 10, they were $1.07. They popped to $1.30. Nothing substantial. 23-cent win, nothing big, but a win's a win. Then I ended up having BA. That was very frustrating, having to deal with SPY and TOS messing up. Now BA, I remember this play. They had news. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, okay. It looks like BA's chart's messed up too a little bit. Maybe it was more than one ticker. I don't remember. But anyways, BA dropped the news right here. I don't like chasing this. I like to wait for a pullback and get in, because they usually, when they have these nasty drops, they get some dip buyers that come in, or algos that jump in or whatever, and it ends up retracing like 50% of the drop, and that's when you can re-enter and get a decent price before it goes lower. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up grabbing BA 210 puts at $1.40, which is right here, and I got them at 95 cents at 210 puts, and it just chopped, and it popped a little bit, and it chopped more. Then it actually dropped a little bit, so I did manage to get out at $1. I really thought we were going to get hammered, but BA is one of those tricky stocks where it gets good news, it drops. It gets bad news, it pops. The thing is a nightmare to trade, and unless you know that it trades like that. But once in a while, I'll get bad news, and it will actually will drop. I think it was something to do with China banning its planes, or banning manufacturing, or not purchasing planes. Something to do with China. I remember that. I just don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, that was what it did. That was ended up getting out green. I was happy to get out, but BA just doing what BA does. Now I just want to look at the morning. That said Disney puts in the 176, because I know some of the ones I called that I missed actually took off on the 28th. Yeah. Disney puts on the 176, and it did take off right under 176. Right here, it dropped, and I know someone in the room, a couple people in the room, did take that, and I didn't take it because I was in SPY, but some people took SPY and Disney. So congrats to that. I don't know if Microsoft did take off on that day on the 28th. It's Microsoft. I said Microsoft calls over 287. No, it didn't. Where are we? Yeah, no, it didn't over 287. Wait, let's see. Calls over 291. I see, it never hit 291, so I never got. Okay. So now we'll get on to, let's see, Wednesday. I had a lot of plays. Let's see. Now Wednesday I had, let's see what I had in the trade ideas. Trade ideas on Wednesday. I had Disney puts under 174, SPY calls over 437, and Microsoft calls over 287. One of these days, the calls I took off, and they just, let me see. I got Microsoft right here. Microsoft over 287, and it did go pop just a little bit over 287. I'm not sure. I don't know if people in the room took that or not. I can't remember, but one of the days I ended up calling, I think it was Friday, that the calls trade ideas I had in the room, I took the wrong ones. Sometimes I take all of them, or there's usually one or two hit, and sometimes I get in the wrong one, but I'll get to that when we get to it. Okay, I took Disney puts on the 29th, which is right here. I said Disney puts under 174. I did grab it right at open. The 172.50 puts at $1.13, and they went to $1.60 right here. So that was a nice little play. Then I ended up grabbing SPY calls. Let's see what Microsoft did on that day. Oh yeah, I think I already looked at that. I did over 287. I did look at that. Okay, now let's go to SPY. Now SPY was creating a channel on right here. As you can see, the lows and this lower high, I should have drawn it from right there, but on Tuesday, then you got Wednesday, it was in a channel. So I drew that out, and it stayed right within the channel. I grabbed 437 calls at, let's see, what was the time? 9:55, which is right here. It came down, tested the line, trend line, popped back up. I waited for it, confirmation over here, over the 435.50. Because usually I was looking up here, 437, which was pre-market high, but because it sold off and dipped more, I do like when it dips in the morning, and then it comes, because what happens is they do a morning fake out most of the time, and it started to drop, get the put people in, and it popped on them. So right when it got over this area right here, the 435.50, that's where I ended up jumping in. And the 437 calls, I got at 84 cents, went to $1.16. So that was a small little play. Then I played SPX puts at 10:31, which is right here, right in here. Pop back up. It started to get red. And made a little consolidation right here, a little bit of a choppy area right in here. And right when it broke below this area, that's when I ended up grabbing the 43.35 puts at 205, and they went down to 250, and that little drop right there, that popped right back up right away. Then I ended up grabbing the 43.80 calls at 12.18, which is right here. I grabbed it right at the double bottom, playing bounce, hopefully it was staying in the channel, and they went from I got them at $2, and they went to, let's see, where did I grab it? Right there. Well, I gotta look at something really quick. $2.30. Okay, I see what I did. Okay. The 43.80 calls I got at $2 right here, and it finally popped it right in here, and they went from chopped a little bit, but it did go from $2 to $7.90 on that massive little pop right there. That was a huge pop. There's a couple of people in the room that actually held that. They did really well right in here and got a good portion of that move, so that was good for them. Then I ended up taking, let's see, 43.35 puts at 12.45. I had calls at 12.28, which is right here, and I probably sold into here. And I grabbed puts right here at 12.45. No, right here. Am I looking at the right day? Yeah, I am. Not quite sure what I was doing right here. Thinking it was going to come back down. I don't know. But I had 43.35 puts at 220 at 12.45 right there. Oh, I might have gone off the rejection of the 20 EMA and the RCT trend line. Maybe that's what I ended up doing. So yeah, I ended up buying here, selling into here, and buying the puts here. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. But some people didn't even buy puts in here. They end up just holding these calls and holding it all the way up, which was really good. I ended up taking my 50 cents to $1 and just saying, okay. Unless it's like an end of the day move. The end of the day move I end up having more patience with, because you just don't know what's going to happen midday. It is midday. You just don't know. And I've gotten crushed by theta so much in the middle of the day. So I'm just like, okay. But yeah, I did grab the 43.35 puts right here. And they went from 220 to, let's see, 275 right here. So yeah, if you held all the way through the calls right here, they went to 790 if you held all the way through. But I didn't. Right in here, bought that pop, shorted that. I didn't grab this, I don't think. I think that I got it up here. I grabbed it up here on the last play of the day. Yeah, 230, which is right here. I was looking for an end of the day breakout, and I did get a little bit of a move. I got the 43.90 calls at 220, and they went from 220 to 380. It's not much of a move, but being at 230 in the afternoon, I was probably right at the money. I'll bring it up on SPX. Let's see. Yeah. Is this Wednesday? Yeah, right there. Yeah, I bought it right here, and I bought the 43.90, and I'm at 43.80, and I'm only like a little bit out of the money, and it just went to a 5-point push, and it doesn't take much. These little pushes like that, they send this SPX just crazy. So that's why these 50 cents to $1 moves are so easy to grab and so easy to time. Well, it's not easy to time, but you know, if you time them right, they're so easy to make that dollar plus. So yeah, that was Wednesday. 6 wins on that. Let's see. Yeah, the play of the day was if you held here, it held all the way through, but chopped a little bit, made a little low. But yeah, that was a nice little push right there. Now on to let's see, Thursday. Thursday was an expiration day. Once in a while, you'll get an extra expiration day because it was the end of the month, end of the quarter. You got that extra one. As you can see, my bear flag right here, channel, and I ended up grabbing 438 calls at 75 cents. Now, I was looking for a breakout over, let's see what I said in the room on the 30th. Disney puts under 172, SPY calls over 40, SPY calls over 436.50, Microsoft calls over 286.50. It did get over it just enough, and it was a fake out. So I had the 438 calls. I got them right at open, thinking we were going to push and just rock and roll right out of the gate, and we didn't. So I got them at 75 cents. It stopped out at 50 cents. Tiny little loss. And then I switched to sides really, really quickly, and I got this little dump right here because it failed, came back down, stopped out, switched sides. Really fast. You can't have blinders on. You got to be willing to jump on the other side really fast, and I did. So I got the 434 puts at $1, and I went to $1.69, and this little drop that popped back up at at 11.20 right here. Now the one thing I really like is that when price gets away from the moving averages, it likes to pop up. And I even said in the room that I don't think it was a trade idea. It's actually in the room where when it gets too far away from the moving averages, I like for it to go back up and retest it, and that's when I usually end up like jumping in, and that's where I ended up grabbing the SPX for the 43.30 puts at 11.20, which was right here. Came up, got close to VWAP, the 20 moving averages, which is the blue line. Got not this blue line, this line right here. And when I rejected these, and you have this trend line right here rejected, I knew I was going to grab it, and I did. And the 43.30 puts at $2 went from $2 to $21.70 right in this little dump right here. So that was a nice little dump. Then I ended up grabbing SPX puts again at 210, which is right here. Came back down, popped back up, rejection off the VWAP. I grabbed the 43.20 puts at $1.90. It pushed to went to 370 on this little VWAP rejection. Then I ended up grabbing. That was it. That was it. So I got the fake out. I got this. I got this. So yeah, I got this little drop. I got the fake out loss here. I got this drop, got this one, and got the, wait a minute, that's not right. Okay, the pop right here, this trade 1, trade 2, trade 3. Oh yeah, okay. Fake out, I got this, got this, and at 254 I got the end of day. The end of day at 254, which is right here. 254. 254 right here. 254 must have been right in here. Right in here is where I grabbed it. Grabbed the 43.30 puts at $2.50, popped up a little bit, then it ended up getting slammed end of the day. And like I said, at the last hour, yeah, I mean, not, yeah, close. The last 45 minutes it just dumped. So those 43.30 puts went from $2.50 to $19. So those 43.30 puts were just money all day long. Anytime they got low under $2, got close to $2, they were just money. So that was just, as you can see, we got it right here, and it was $2, and right here it's two. Just shows you that theta was kicking in right here. But yeah, two monster plays right there on Thursday. I'm kind of curious about let's see, Disney on the 30th. Yeah, that did end up working out. Disney puts on the 172.50, which is right here below previous day's low. It did end up working out well. I didn't take that, but I know some people in the room did. Microsoft calls. I think this is the day that Microsoft was going against the market. Was it? It was. It did pop up a little bit on the 30th. 286.50. Yeah, right here. It did pop up a little bit. Kind of had the same kind of move. Fake out and it popped up. But then on, let's see, Friday, I had SPY puts right at open that went 100%. Okay. Had this little run pre-market. I was looking at a little drop right here. We did grab it. I grabbed the 429 puts at $1.16 and got the little drop at open. They went from 116 to 253. Then this is where I ended up making my mistakes all day long. And what threw me off was, now if SPY just dropped a couple points, okay, because it was 431. Let me just back this up so you can see pre-market lows right here. Okay. It's at 425, went up to 431, 6-point run, and I was like, okay, it's going to give back some. That's kind of a nice little pop, and it did give back some. And so what I was looking for was, I didn't want to grab the rejection at VWAP because it had a nice little drop. I was looking at the range, and it's been, I figured this was going to be the range, so 431 to 427, 426 was going to be the range for the day. So I didn't want to grab this right here. I didn't really want to buy there yet. But I was like, okay, I did see that it popped back up. So I was watching it here. I was actually thinking it was going to double top right here and come back and down. Because usually you don't have a 431. You usually don't have a $4 or $5 drop and just end up running almost $10 from pre-market lows. I mean, you don't usually see that too often. Now, if it just made this little dip and came back up to high day, yeah, I would have bought calls because that dip wasn't too much. I mean, 431.50 to, it's only a $2.50 dip, but when it's almost $4 or $5 dip, I don't really think it's gonna like break out. I mean, that usually a $5 range on SPY is pretty extreme, and I don't usually see it breaking out. So I did buy puts right here, the 43.85 puts at 11.20. This is exactly where I bought it. The 20 EMA rejection. They did go from like 210 to 215, to 210 to 250. I didn't sell it because I actually thought we were going to have a bigger move to VWAP with the 20 EMA. It did not. Popped up. I ended up taking a loss on that. Then I ended up going to Microsoft. And on Microsoft, I tried to get puts at 1251, which is right here. Now, popped up, rejected the RCT trend line, then it used it as support, started getting choppy, and I was looking for it to break this area right here, the 286. I even sit in the room, Microsoft puts under 286. I get onto there just enough, and then it popped. And so that was annoying. Play number 2 for Friday. That was my second loss. And then we had SPY, SPX again, not SPY, I had SPX again at, I had the 43.40 puts at 229, which is RCT trendline rejection. So I tried to get it here. I tried to get it here. Oh, 229, 229. I got it right here, above it, when it broke out. Might have started to look exhausted. I don't know why I grabbed it right there. 229. Yeah, maybe it started to come back down, just ripped higher. But yeah, I grabbed it right here for some reason. Yeah, I just was not expecting. That was my loss number 3 right here. So I kept trying to grab the top, or thinking I was going to have the top, but I just didn't have it. I mean, you don't usually see a $4 to $5 drop than a $9 to $10 push. I mean, from 425 to 436. I mean, that's a $10 push right there from pre-market lows to a higher day. You just don't see that inspire that often. And if you do, it's not usually with a $4 or $5 drop than a $6 recovery. You just don't see that often. It was just mind blowing. It was very frustrating to watch, and I really thought for sure it was going to dump right in here. Well, right here I thought it was going to reject, but then I saw this. I was like, yeah, it's going to dump here, and it just didn't. It just took off. And this is a prime example when price gets too far away from the moving averages. It does one of two things. It either comes back and retests it, or it chops and brings the moving average to it. And this is the case where it chopped and brought the moving average to it. And it just popped up. But yeah, Friday wasn't that great of a day, but that is what it is. These days do happen. They just are pretty rare. So we'll have to see what next week brings. But that's going to do it for the recap. I hope this has helped, and hope to see you in the room. And thanks for watching.